Generally speaking, people who want Mass Health to pay for long-term nursing home care can't make asset transfers during the 5-year look-back period leading up to their application. As we saw in Part 1, a disqualifying transfer that violates Medicaid law and regulations results in a penalty period based on the value of the transferred asset. But there are permissible transfers that protect nursing home residents and family members. In Part 2 of the Medicaid series, we look at some of these permissible transfers in the hypothetical case of Mrs. Rose, a nursing home resident with memory loss who has assets worth far more than the $2,000 allowed to a single person who needs Medicaid to pay for nursing home care. I'm John Roberts, an elder law attorney for people in Hampden County, Massachusetts. To illustrate some of the permissible transfers listed in Massachusetts Medicaid regulations, I used the hypothetical case of Mrs. Rose during a 2009 presentation to the Alzheimer's Association. These permissible transfer regulations are still in effect in Massachusetts, along with hundreds of other regulations you must consider. Seek help from an independent professional who represents your interests to understand how the regulations help and protect you. Mrs. Rose is in her late 80s. She owns her $750,000 house and certificates of deposits and savings accounts worth $300,000. If Mrs. Rose has a disabled child, regulations allow her to transfer her assets to a disabled child or a trust, a pooled trust, or a special needs trust created for the sole benefit of such child. Regulations also allow her to transfer her life savings to a trust, special needs trust, or pooled trust created for the sole benefit of a permanently and totally disabled person who's under age 65. If Mrs. Rose does not have a disabled child or disabled friend under age 65, will she still have to spend down everything before applying for Medicaid? Regulations allow her to set the funds aside and transfer her life savings to a pooled trust created for her sole benefit because she is the permanently and totally disabled resident of a nursing facility. A comparison chart listing pooled trusts is linked to the Medicaid page at masshealthhelp.com. Now, let's suppose Mrs. Rose was co-owner of her house with her sister, Mrs. Blue. Permissible transfer regulations allow Mrs. Rose to transfer full ownership of the house to a sibling who has a legal interest and who begins living in the home at least 1 year immediately before the nursing facility resident is admitted. Or, if Mrs. Rose had a daughter who is taking care of her, it's permissible to transfer the house to a child who is living in the nursing facility resident's home at least 2 years immediately before the date of the nursing facility resident's admission, and who provided care to the nursing facility resident that permitted him or her to live at home rather than in a nursing facility. In some circumstances, assets are not countable by Mass Health. More on non-countable assets in Part 3.